Episode 4, Offpage SEO, the hidden power behind first-page rankings. Welcome back to the SEO Playbook. I'm Jerry, and we're now at Episode 4 of our journey from Google Ads Money Pit to SEO Success Story. So far, we've covered why Google Ads can drain your bank account, how to create local SEO pages that actually rank, and how to turn those website-turning visitors into paying customers. But today, we're going to talk about the secret sauce, the behind-the-scenes stuff that separates the businesses ranking on page 1 from the ones stuck on page 3, wondering what they're doing wrong. Today's topic is off-page SEO, and I'll be honest with you, this is where a lot of business owners get overwhelmed and give up. But stick with me, because by the end of this episode, you're going to understand exactly why your beautifully optimized website might still be invisible to Google, and more importantly, what to do about it. Let me start with a story that'll make this crystal clear. The tale of two identical websites. Last year, I had two potential clients reach out to me on the same day. Both were plumbers, both in major cities, both had websites that looked pretty similar on the surface. Same services, similar content, even similar designs. But here's where it gets interesting. One was ranking on the first page for most of his target keywords and getting 40 to 50 calls a month from his website. The other was buried on page 4 and lucky to get 5 calls a month. When I dug deeper, I discovered something fascinating. Their websites were almost identical in terms of on-page SEO. Same keyword density, similar content quality, both mobile-friendly. But when I looked at their off-page SEO, their online reputation, their backlinks, their citations, it was like comparing a celebrity to someone who just moved to town and doesn't know anybody yet. The successful plumber had hundreds of online mentions, dozens of quality backlinks, and a Google business profile that was more active than a teenager's Instagram account. The struggling plumber had, well, basically nothing. That's the power of off-page SEO. On-page versus off-page, the job interview analogy. Let me explain this with an analogy that'll make it stick. Think of on-page SEO like preparing for a job interview. You dress sharp, you prepare your resume, you practice your answers, you show up on time. This is all the stuff you control. Your website content, your keywords, your page speed, your mobile optimization. Off-page SEO is your reputation. It's your references, your network, what people say about you when you're not in the room. It's the difference between walking into that interview as a complete unknown versus walking in as someone the hiring manager has heard great things about from 3 different people they trust. Google works the same way. When someone searches for plumber in Denver, Google doesn't just look at your website and say, well, this looks nice, let's put it on the first page. Google asks, what do other websites think about this business? Do trusted sources link to them? Are they mentioned in local directories? Do they have good reviews? Are they active in their community? If Google can't find good answers to those questions, your beautiful website stays buried in the search results, no matter how well optimized it is. The trust signals Google actually cares about. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. What exactly is Google looking for when it evaluates your off-page SEO? Signal number 1, backlinks. The digital endorsements. A backlink is when another website links to your website. To Google, this is like a vote of confidence. The more quality websites that link to you, the more Google trusts you. But here's the key. Not all backlinks are created equal. A link from the Better Business Bureau carries a lot more weight than a link from your cousin's blog about his pet hamster. Signal number 2, citations. Your digital business card. Citations are mentions of your business name, address, and phone number on other websites. Even if they don't link to you, Google sees these mentions and uses them to verify that you're a real, legitimate business. Think of citations like having your business card posted on bulletin boards all over town. The more places Google sees your information, the more confident it becomes that you're established in your community. Signal number 3, reviews. Social proof on steroids. Customer reviews aren't just nice to have, they're a ranking factor. Google wants to see that real people are using your services and having positive experiences. But it's not just about having reviews, it's about having recent reviews. responding to reviews, and having reviews across multiple platforms, not just Google. Signal number 4, social signals, the buzz factor. While social media doesn't directly impact your search rankings, it does create buzz and activity around your brand. When people share your content, mention your business, or engage with your posts, it creates signals that Google notices. The schema markup secret weapon. Now, before we dive deeper into building off-page authority, we need to talk about something that bridges the gap between on-page and off-page SEO, schema markup. Schema markup is code you add to your website that acts like a translator between your website and Google's robots. It's like handing Google a detailed business card that says exactly what you do, where you're located, what your hours are, what services you offer, and how to contact you. Without schema markup, Google has to guess what your website is about. With schema markup, you're telling Google exactly what it needs to know. Here's a real example. I had a client who was a locksmith in Miami. His website looked great, had good content, but wasn't ranking well. When I looked at his code, there was no schema markup. Google couldn't tell if he was a locksmith, a hardware store, or just someone who wrote about locks as a hobby. We added proper schema markup that clearly identified him as a locksmith business, included his service areas, his contact information, and his business hours. Within 6 weeks, his rankings improved dramatically, and his Google business profile started showing up in the map pack for relevant searches. The Google Business Profile Optimization Strategy. Your Google Business Profile is probably the most important off-page SEO tool you actually control. It's like having a free website that Google hosts for you, and it shows up in local search results in Google Maps. But most businesses treat their GBP like a set-it-and-forget-it listing. They fill out the basic information and then never touch it again. That's like buying a Ferrari and only driving it to the grocery store once a month. Here's how to turn your Google Business Profile into a lead-generating machine. Complete every section. Don't just fill out the basics. Add your services, your service areas, your hours, your website, your phone number, and a detailed business description. The more information you provide, the more opportunities Google has to show your listing for relevant searches. Add high-quality photos. This isn't just about having photos, it's about having the right photos. Include photos of your team at work, before and after shots of your projects, photos of your vehicles or equipment, interior and exterior shots of your business location, photos that show you working in different neighborhoods you serve. Use the posts. Feature. Google Business Profile has a posts feature that works like social media. You can share updates, special offers, new services, or helpful tips. These posts show up in your listing and help keep your profile active and engaging. And here's where that RSS feed strategy from episode 2 comes back into play. You can set up automatic posting from your blog to your Google Business Profile, keeping it constantly updated with fresh, relevant content. Manage and respond to reviews. This is huge. Google wants to see that you're actively engaged with your customers. Respond to every review, positive and negative. Thank people for positive reviews and address concerns in negative reviews professionally. Keep your information consistent. This is critical. Your business name, address, and phone number need to be exactly the same everywhere they appear online. If your Google Business Profile says 123 Main Street, but your website says 123 Main Street, Google gets confused, and confused Google means lower rankings. The citation building strategy that actually works. Now let's talk about building citations, getting your business information listed on other websites across the internet. There are hundreds of online directories where you can list your business, but not all of them are worth your time. Focus on the ones that actually matter. Tier 1 citations, the must-haves. Google Business Profile, obviously. Bing Places for Business. Apple Maps. Facebook Business Page. Yelp. Better Business Bureau. Tier 2 citations, industry-specific. These depend on your business type. For contractors, sites like Angie's List, Home Advisor, and Thumbtack. For restaurants, sites like TripAdvisor and OpenTable. For retail, sites like Yellow Pages and Merchant Circle. Tier 3 Citations, local directories. These are directories specific to your city or region. Every major city has local business directories, Chamber of Commerce listings, and community websites where you can get listed. But here's the thing. Building citations isn't just about quantity. It's about quality and consistency. It's better to have 50 high-quality, consistent citations than 200 sloppy ones with different phone numbers and addresses. The backlink building reality check. All right, let's talk about the elephant in the room. Backlinks. Everyone knows they're important, but building quality backlinks is where most businesses either give up or waste a lot of money. First, let me tell you what doesn't work. What doesn't work? Buying cheap backlinks from overseas link farms. Participating in link exchange schemes. Getting links from completely unrelated websites. Using automated link building software. These tactics might have worked 10 years ago, but today they'll get your website penalized faster than you can say Black Hat SEO. So what does work? Quality backlinks from relevant, authoritative websites. But here's the challenge. Getting these links requires time, effort, and often money. Backlink strategies that actually work. Local sponsorships and partnerships. Sponsor a local Little League team, a charity event, or a community festival. These organizations often have websites where they list their sponsors with links back to your website. Guest posting on industry blogs. Write helpful articles for industry publications, local business blogs, or community websites. The key is providing genuine value, not just trying to get a link. Local media coverage. Get featured in local newspapers, magazines, or news websites. This requires having something newsworthy to share. Maybe you're expanding your business, won a major contract, or are involved in a community project. Professional associations. Join industry associations and local business groups. Many of these organizations have member directories with links to member websites. Supplier and vendor relationships. If you use specific brands or work with certain suppliers, they might be willing to feature you as a customer or partner on their website. The monthly maintenance reality. Here's something that might surprise you. Offpage SEO isn't a one-time project. It requires ongoing maintenance and attention. Why? Because the internet is constantly changing. New competitors enter your market, old backlinks disappear, directory information gets outdated, and Google's algorithm continues to evolve. Think of off-page SEO like maintaining your car. You can't just change the oil once and expect it to run perfectly forever. You need regular tune-ups, occasional repairs, and ongoing attention to keep everything running smoothly. This is why businesses that succeed with SEO typically work with agencies or have dedicated staff managing their online presence. It's not because the work is impossibly difficult. It's because it requires consistent, ongoing effort. The authority building timeline. Let me set realistic expectations about how long this stuff takes to work. Month 1 to 2, foundation building. You're setting up your basic citations, optimizing your Google business profile, and implementing schema markup. You probably won't see dramatic ranking improvements yet, but you're building the foundation. Month 3 to 4, early signals. Google starts recognizing your improved authority signals. You might see some movement in your rankings, and your Google business profile might start showing up more often in local searches. Month 5 to 6, momentum building. This is where things start getting interesting. Your rankings improve more noticeably, you start getting more calls from organic search, and your online presence becomes more established. Months 7 to 12. Authority established. You're now seen as an established, trustworthy business in your market. Your rankings are strong, your Google business profile is active and engaging, and you're getting consistent leads from organic search. Year 2 and beyond. Maintenance and growth. You're maintaining your strong positions while expanding into new service areas or keywords. The hard work is done. Now it's about staying ahead of the competition. The competitive advantage of consistency. Here's something most businesses don't understand. Consistency is more important than perfection when it comes to off-page SEO. It's better to do a little bit every month than to do a massive push once and then ignore it for 6 months. Google wants to see ongoing activity and engagement, not sporadic bursts of effort. This is actually good news for small businesses because it means you don't need a huge budget to compete. You just need to be more consistent than your competitors. I have clients who spend $500 a month on ongoing SEO maintenance and consistently outrank competitors who spent $10,000 on a website redesign, but then did nothing to build their online authority. The tools you need and the ones you don't. Let me save you some money and frustration by telling you which tools are actually worth investing in for off-page SEO. Essential tools. Google Search Console, free. Monitors your website's performance in search results. Google Analytics, free. Tracks your website traffic and user behavior. Google Business Profile Dashboard, free. Manages your local listing. Nice-to-have tools. Moz Local or Bright Local helps manage citations across multiple directories. SEMrush or Ahrefs, advanced SEO analysis and competitor research. Review Trackers, monitors and manages online reviews. Tools you probably don't need. Expensive link building software, automated citation building services. Social media management tools, unless you're actively using social media for marketing. Your off-page SEO action plan. All right, here's what I want you to focus on this week. Day 1. Google Business Profile. Audit. Log into your Google Business Profile and make sure every section is completely filled out. Add photos, update your business description, and check that all your information is accurate. Day 2. Schema. Markup check. Use Google's Rich Results Test tool to see if your website has proper schema markup. If not, this might be something to hire a developer to implement. Day 3. Citation audit. Search for your business name online and see where you're already listed. Make note of any inconsistencies in your business information. Day 4. Review strategy. Set up a system for asking satisfied customers to leave reviews. This could be as simple as a follow-up email or text message after completing a job. Day 5. Competitor research. Look at your top competitors' Google business profiles and websites. What are they doing that you're not? Where are they getting backlinks that you could potentially get too? What's coming next? In our next episode, we're going to dive deep into the world of backlinks. I'm going to tell you the truth about what works, what doesn't, and why most businesses waste money on backlink strategies that actually hurt their rankings. We'll also talk about the psychology of link building and why the businesses that succeed think about backlinks completely differently than the ones that fail. Look, off-page SEO can seem overwhelming at first, but it's really about building genuine relationships and establishing your business as a trusted member of your community, both online and offline. The businesses that succeed with off-page SEO are the ones that focus on being helpful, consistent, and authentic. They don't try to game the system or take shortcuts. They build real authority by providing real value. Remember, every day you're not working on your off-page SEO is another day your competitors might be getting ahead of you. But the good news is, most of your competitors probably aren't doing this stuff consistently either, which means there's a huge opportunity for you to dominate your local market. Google wants to show its users the most trustworthy, authoritative businesses for their searches. Your job is to prove to Google that you're that business in your market. I'm Jerry. Thanks for listening to the SEO Playbook, and I'll see you in the next episode where we're going to tackle the love-hate relationship every business owner has with backlinks.